It doesn't seem possible that you can actually board an airplane in the evening, share a nice dinner, and then wake up in paradise, but that's exactly how easy it is. You fly directly from Los Angeles to Papeete, Tahiti. It takes about 7.5 hours, that's all. Our entire trip had been arranged by Islands in the Sun. I'd worked with them several times before and knew they were the very best and wouldn't let us down. After all, this was a very special trip for me. With my new wife by my side, I kept thinking that maybe this was just a dream. I'd only met Christina about 2 months before. We fell in love immediately, and I knew then that I would either have to quit my job traveling all over the world doing this television show or find a way to take her with me. But we were married back home in a small ceremony for the family. But the real ceremony, the meaningful one, would take place on the island James Michener had once called the most beautiful in the world, on Bora Bora. But first, there was a television show to be done, and that's why my photographer Bill Barrett was along, as well as Christy Porteous, the photographer's assistant. We've been all over the world with the show, the three of us. Well, they're kind of like family after all this time. I was glad to see that my new addition seemed to be fitting in nicely. As we all dozed off, dreams of paradise were with us in the night sky. The knock on the door meant it was time to at least think about getting out of bed. And then suddenly it hit me. I'm in Tahiti. Waking up in paradise tends to give you a whole new outlook on getting up in the morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
How are you today?
Fine. And you?
Good. Boy, that coffee smells good. Christy, wake up. Coffee's here. There you go.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, come and look at the view. Gorgeous.
Although we hadn't noticed it when we checked in the night before, the room offered a view of the Sea of the Moon, with the towering peaks of Moorea beckoning in the distance. Our hotel on Papeete turned out to be a real jewel. The Sofitel Maeva Beach was built to resemble a Polynesian temple or marae. And by the way, the nice people from Islands in the Sun hadn't missed a beat. They had actually met us at the airport when our plane arrived at close to 3 o'clock in the morning. Now that's what I call customer service. Back at the hotel, the beach was alive with activity, and I couldn't wait to dive into those warm blue waters. But first, there was the little matter of doing the television show.
And action.
Hello, and welcome to the South Pacific. We're about to explore the islands of Tahiti, thanks to the travel professionals at Islands in the Sun. You know, French Polynesia is made up of more than 130 small islands, the largest of which is less than 1/10 of the size of the big island of Hawaii. But I think you'll agree that what they lack in size, they more than make up for in sheer beauty. With the first on-camera appearance in the can, as they say, Christina and I decided to explore Tahiti. Now, the island of Tahiti is a paradise in its own right, and to not spend some time here would be a real crime. First stop on our island tour was downtown shopping. Here, Christina found the perfect hat, and I found a cold tropical drink. The market here offers everything from bananas to black pearls, the jewel for which the islands are now world famous. They come in all sizes and shapes, and can cost as little as $200 on up to, well, more than I can afford.
What do you think about this? I think I like it.
Pretty. Pretty tough. How much is it?
33,000.
Dollars? I think I need a stronger
It's a
drink.
bargain.
Right.
From shopping to stopping at interesting roadside attractions, we were having quite the day. The island is alive with lush vegetation, and there are beautiful waterfalls everywhere. The hotels on Tahiti offer much variety. There's really something for everyone. The Hyatt Regency sits high on a hill. It overlooks famous Venus Point, and its swimming pool offers an adventure of its own. The Tahiti Beachcomber Park Royal has its own unique appeal. There are over-the-water bungalows and beautiful gardens here. Our tour of Tahiti circled the entire island. There's much to see and much to learn. The Museum of Tahiti offers many clues to the island's interesting past. Our guide on Tahiti was Henry Rittmeister, an old friend. He's lived here for many years and is almost a legend in his own right. He has a unique insight into what makes this place so very special.
I think they have something that many of the countries have lost, because they have, of course, have lived for centuries in harmony with nature and of nature and of the sea. People are first of all, they are kindly, and secondly, they are relaxed, and they cannot always understand our obsession with programs and having to be at such and such a time, at such and such a place. I think the visitor very often is surprised when he walks into the market here in Papeete, which one should really visit, as you know, and that the people do make no effort to sell them anything. You buy something, fine. You go buy nothing, doesn't matter either. And I think that seems like, to me, a very refreshing attitude in the 20th century, where everyone is constantly selling you something.
The majority of the Tahitian people today are Christian, and every Sunday the air comes alive with beautiful singing. The Tahitian language has its own unique appeal. Rit, as they call him here in the islands, gave us a quick lesson in Tahitian.
It seems to me they're very pleasant to our ears, and a few words are very easy to learn, like maururu, for instance. Maururu, thank you. Very easy to learn. The marvelous greeting, I think, is ya orana, that you live. That seems to me one of the great greetings in the world, and I greet you as that you live, or live well.
The clear blue waters of Tahiti offer a rare treat for those willing to venture into them. Scuba diving here is some of the best in the entire world. Richard Johnson is famous for his expertise.
Well, the diving in these islands is definitely world class, even though many people don't know that. That's a well-kept secret. But the big attraction is the spectacular creatures we see in some of the outer islands. The giant manta rays, sometimes up to 5 or 6 at a time. The schools of reef sharks, which are not a problem. We swim with them, we even use them as an attraction. And it's definitely a sight for the adventure diver. You can see everything, little butterfly fish for beginners that have never dived before, and you can see the things that you remember the rest of your lifetime.
We decided to explore the sunken wrecks, just a short boat ride from the hotel. This old seaplane was resting on the bottom in about 80 feet of water. Mostly intact, she offered a spooky opportunity to sit in a very wet cockpit where some poor fellow had most likely lost his life. Swimming here is like swimming in a large aquarium. The sea offers the diver a whole world of variety, from this large sea pickle to this deadly-looking eel with a mouth full of sharp teeth. Not far from the plane, we discovered an even bigger surprise. Now in about 90 feet of water, the rotting ribs of this old wooden hull provided an exciting, if somewhat dangerous, opportunity to explore the past. This mass of tangled wood and metal would most certainly tell some interesting stories, if she could only talk. Richard was right. This was one dive we would never forget. Nightfall brought with it another Tahiti, an elegant dinner in the Gauguin restaurant, and an authentic Tahitian show. I couldn't help thinking about how lucky I was as I kissed my new wife goodnight and gazed out over the Sea of the Moon to Moorea, our next destination. The trip to Moorea is just a short 10-minute flight on the local airline. Or you can take a high-speed ferry, which takes about a half hour. Christina told me she'd never been on a helicopter before, so I decided to give her a special treat. Our trip to Moorea would be by helicopter. But first, one last look at Tahiti from the air. As we left beautiful Tahiti behind and made the crossing to Moorea, we passed the ferry and the rest of the crew.
Welcome to Moorea, the Garden Island.
Moorea is known as the Garden Island for obvious reasons. It seems strange that in such a short flight, things could change so very much. We checked into the Sofitel Ia Ora, and it was soon time to go back to work. This is the second stop on our Islands in the Sun tour of French Polynesia. It's the island of Moorea, probably best known for resembling James Michener's mythical island of Bali High. And like all Polynesian islands, its past is enriched with folklore. Now listen to this. Legend has it that a baby dragon became stranded on a reef while attempting to swim after its parents. The merciful gods, hearing its cries for help, turned it into the island of Moorea, which by the way means golden dragon. It is one of the true jewels of French Polynesia, as you're about to see. Moorea offered a totally different feel from Tahiti. As we relaxed at the Sofitel Ia Ora, you could feel the rush of civilization leave your body, and the ease of the island pace began to set in. The closest thing to city pace here was the crab race.
Which one you putting your money on?
I heard the one with the bug eyes is the fastest.
They all have bug eyes. My money's on the big guy here.
I like him. He's cute.
And they're off.
All right, let him go. Mine's in the lead, mine's in the lead. There he goes, the big guy's making the corner. Coming around the corner.
The Polynesian show offered a fiery treat. In the morning, the hotel came alive with activities, something called the Beach Olympics, which we just couldn't resist taking part in. So much for canoe racing. Needless to say, we didn't win any prizes, but that didn't stop us from trying the jet ski. Later, Christina fell in love with a horse named Splash. And we both soon found out why it was called such an unusual name. The best way to get to know Maria is to take the Jeep tour. Alex, our driver, promised we wouldn't be disappointed. And he was right. The view from Belvedere is breathtaking. Alex gave us a brief history lesson.
Over here, you see Cook's Bay. That bay found by Captain Cook on his third trip to Tahiti Island on 1777.
Moorea was the island where the mutineers of the famous Bounty landed many years ago. I couldn't help thinking how lucky they had been to find such a pure, unspoiled paradise that has changed so very little today. Nestled among all this lush vegetation and emerald blue water, you will find some beautiful hotels. At the Beachcomber, there is an Olympic-sized pool, and the rooms offer Tahitian charm. A visit to Moorea would not be complete without a visit to the Bali High Hotel. The Bali High boys made this island famous years ago. Here's one of them now.
My name is Jay Carlisle. I'm one of the founders here. This is the place where the overwater bungalows were invented. If you look right behind me, you can see one on the lagoon now.
Our next stop, Huahine, as we venture still further from civilization. Huahine is actually two tiny islands connected by a small spit of land.
Careful those wrinkles. Bags.
No sound, please. Okay.
Ready, Dave?
Yeah, ready.
We've got speed and action.
The travel professionals at Islands in the Sun were really on the mark when they suggested this destination. Huahine, far removed from the modern world. And it's here that you can begin to appreciate the Tahitian people and their unique approach to harmonious life. They have a genuine respect for nature and for each other. Almost everywhere you go, there's a smiling face looking back at you. And there's a great deal to learn here as well.
And cut.
That was really good.
Thank you. Couldn't have done it without your inspiration. This ancient marae is less than a mile from the hotel. It stands as it has for centuries today, and with a little imagination, one gets a feel for what things used to be. These fishing traps are still used today, just as they have been for hundreds of years. The fish swim in during high tide and then become trapped. The small town here still gets most of its food from this ancient source. The people of Huahine have proudly preserved their past in this park on the shores of Lake Fa'unanui for all to see.
Hey, honey. What are you doing in there?
I'm taking a bubble bath.
Gosh, you won't believe the fish down there. It's absolutely incredible. Listen, maybe this will help you enjoy your bubble bath just a little.
Oh, yeah.
Now listen, you're not getting spoiled by all this, are you?
No, not at all. Keep it coming.
All right.
Our home on Huahine was the Sofitel Heva, one of Huahine's newest. It offered a rare treat. Our room was an over-the-water whare, a Tahitian word meaning thatched house. Here we had a private dinner served on our deck, and it was, in a word, well, you might say very romantic. At night, the hotel comes to life. There's a fabulous buffet. The crew didn't lose any weight on this trip. The Polynesian show offered a view that was tough to resist. Whoops, caught in the act. After dinner, Charlie and Hero performed the Polynesian fire dance. In the morning, they engage in an activity even more dangerous. These blue-eyed freshwater eels come out for feeding at the same time every day. So far, no one has lost any fingers, but they are careful to count them after each feeding.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're all here.
Huahine, a place most tourists never see. And yet with its beautiful beaches and friendly people, a place you surely wouldn't want to miss. A priceless trip back in time. Traveling still further into the Polynesian past, we found the island of Raiatea. It is said that it was on this island where the ancient gods were born and lived. It, too, is an undiscovered paradise by most outsiders. A windy day in Raiatea, the second largest island in French Polynesia. About 120 miles northwest of Tahiti, It has been and is still today the center for culture and religion. Raiatea offers a glimpse of Polynesia's proud past. Today, things here are much the way they were hundreds of years ago. One almost gets the feeling that the great spirit gods of yesterday are still watching as you explore their sacred stone temples. I talked with Bill Collins, a local guide and historian.
This temple goes back 500 BC. It's called Tapu Tapu Atea. It's dedicated to the god Oro, and it's the property of the chief Tamatoa, the Aito chief of the 5 islands. Oh, that rock over there with a curve on it is where they would kill the sacrifices. It's not an honor, it's a chosen profession. This temple is called the International Temple, and it's important because it's the only double-wall temple in existence in the triangle. There is a room inside, and incidentally, when they cleaned this temple up in 1969, they found 5,000 skulls laying all around, and the people started stealing them, so they're in that room right now, sealed off on the end.
Today, this island is home to only about 8,500 people. But because of the ideal sailing and fishing conditions here, it is a favorite departure spot for charter sailing and deep-sea fishing. It was here that we found our transportation to Bora Bora, a beautiful 50-foot yacht. As we sailed out of the bay at Raiatea, I kept thinking about the ancient gods and the 5,000 people that had given their lives to please them. I wondered what they might have thought of our 50-foot luxury yacht that was now capable of covering the considerable distance between Raiatea and Bora Bora in a mere 5 hours. Once again, it was time to get in front of the camera, but you must admit the working conditions here are pretty good. Islands in the Sun can also arrange a charter sailing adventure for you. Now, this isn't just for proven sailors. With a crewed yacht, you get a captain and a crew. They do all the tough stuff, and you have all the fun. By the way, the sailing conditions down here are almost perfect year-round. 10 to 15 knot trade winds blow consistently, and the temperature, 70 to 80 degrees. It's a perfect combination. Crossing the reef and entering the bay at Bora Bora was like finding a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. The end of a magical journey in the place James Michener had called the most beautiful island in the world. It was here that Christina and I would renew our wedding vows. Our arrival the next morning at the Sofitel Morara was like something out of a movie. It sits on the edge of the most beautiful lagoon in the world. This is the ideal escape from the pressures of modern civilization. The hotel offers beautiful beaches and gardens loaded with lush vegetation. Our room had snorkeling right off the deck. The food here was fresh off the grill, with an island flair that was enough to put an end to anyone's diet. Kolka Mueller is the manager of the Morara, and when his duties at the hotel are finished, he escapes to the Motu across the lagoon. Here, his little friend and his wife Josie create their highly sought-after works of art.
So this is Josie, my dear wife. What she's painting now is a pareo. Pareo is a national dress of Polynesia, of Tahiti. And it's made from old design from the tapa clothes before, what Polynesians used to wear in the old time. But no one is the same. This is Jordana. Jordana is our little friend, our little girlfriend. She watched Josie painting because she wants to be a painter too.
The pareo is a unique form of clothing that can be found throughout these islands. Pareo tying lessons are offered at most of the hotels, and it's really a lot simpler than it looks. Before long, most visitors end up wearing one and taking them home.
And action.
Well, travel professionals at Islands in the Sun tell us the best way to see Bora Bora is on one of these, bicycle. Now, don't worry, you can't get lost. It's a small island, so whether you go this way or that way, sooner or later, you end up back where you started. Ready to go?
Yep.
All right.
A tour of Bora Bora would not be complete without a stop at Bloody Mary's. The list of visitors here reads like a who's who of the entertainment industry. The Hotel Moana Beach Park Royal offered a chance to relax and enjoy the view. This guy seems to have the right idea. At the Hotel Bora Bora, you'll find a virtual aquarium at the end of the dock. And with a setting like this one, you can see why people sometimes check in and then never want to check out. Once back at the Sofitel Morara, our room offered a chance to relax.
Christy, says here we can swim with sharks tomorrow.
I don't need to swim with sharks. I'm traveling with you.
Right. It's perfectly safe.
How can it be perfectly safe?
You stay behind a rope.
Stay behind a rope? Since when are sharks afraid of rope? Well, she finally agreed, and the next morning, there we were, behind the rope with everybody else. The sharks appear out of nowhere and soon develop into a feeding frenzy. Now, while this adventure is something visitors do every day, it still represents a bit of danger, as the sharks can be unpredictable at times. Well, you might say our guides had things perfectly in hand. And then, as quickly as they had appeared, the sharks disappeared into the lagoon and were gone. I think Christina had been convinced that the shark swim was a last-ditch effort to avoid getting married again. But in fact, I was really looking forward to it, and the time had finally come to renew our vows. I don't think either of us will ever forget this magic moment. Is this guy really going to pick me up? I must admit, I felt a little like one of the ancient kings, and these were my people. but I can't tell you how special this really was. My good friend Kolka performed the ceremony.
Love is a miracle of the life which makes you happy to be together. But to preserve this, love needs an attention of every day for each other. The success of your marriage depends on you. Christina Fabian and you, David Hood, I declare that you have today exchanged your vows of marriage, and I wish you many years of happiness together. Congratulations. You can kiss each other.
After the ceremony, there was a regular parade as we made our way back to the room. And I was beginning to wonder if there was some kind of tradition here that I didn't know about, where everyone joins the newlyweds in the bungalow. But they stopped at the door and wished us the best. Bora Bora, one of the most special places on Earth. Our next stop was the beautiful Rangiroa. This island is far off the beaten path. This unusual destination is world famous for diving. Its 42-mile-long by 16-mile-wide lagoon is the largest atoll in the Tuamotu chain. Our home here would be the Kia Ora village, an exotic experience offering most of the comforts of home, right on the edge of this vast, beautiful lagoon. As removed from the modern world as this place is, the rooms offer all of the comforts of home. Dinner by kerosene lamp was just the right touch. And as had been the case in all of the islands, the buffet was a culinary delight. Well, they tell me that the diving here in Rangiroa is supposed to be some of the best in all of French Polynesia, and we're about to find out. Our dive here would be deeper than before, down to about 120 feet. It would take place in the open ocean at the mouth of the pass, where the seawater enters the lagoon as the tides change. The currents here can be treacherous at times, and this is not something for a beginning diver. Not wanting to take any chances, our guide here was Yves Lefebvre, world famous for his work with sharks. It wasn't long before the first shark appeared out of the blue. Yves had told us earlier that if we didn't bother them, that they were not likely to bother us. Needless to say, we didn't take any chances. These large Napoleon fish are also harmless, we're told. This one actually allowed me to touch him. Finally, the creature for which these waters are famous made a brief appearance. A large manta ray glided gracefully across the bottom. He must have been 10 feet from wing to wing. I had never seen anything like this before. Kia Ora Sauvage is about an hour's ride across the lagoon. Arriving here, I carried Christina across a threshold of a slightly different kind. The crew tried the local cocktails. And here we found a complex of 5 native bungalows, offering a true lost in paradise experience for those really seeking solitude. Our new best friend here was a dog named Napoleon, and we soon found out he had a real passion for adventure. He captained our canoe, and proudly protected us from the local sharks. There is no electricity here, and most everything you eat comes directly from the sea.
What is this?
Ma'oa.
Ma'oa.
Ma'oa. It's good.
It is good.
Fine.
Very good.
Very good.
The fresh fish is grilled with great skill. And while this isn't exactly Trump Plaza, no one here seemed to mind the lack of modern conveniences a bit. Relaxing in the bungalow is great, but there was one more piece of business to take care of.
Well, that's it for this edition of Seduced by Paradise. So, as they say in the islands, Maruru. We'll see you next time. Yes!
Are we done?
It's on to the honeymoon!
Finally, the show is in the can, as they say, and it was time to say goodbye to the crew and send them home. Now, I love these guys, but there is a time when enough is enough, and it's time to leave the cameras behind. Christina and I were about to board the luxurious Windsong for a real honeymoon and a private adventure of our own. The Windsong is the modern answer to the tall-masted sailing ships of the past. Completely computer-controlled, she offers the romance of sailing with the comfort of a state-of-the-art hotel at sea. She is air-conditioned and offers all of the comforts of home and then some. She sails these islands on a once-a-week schedule.
Bye, Christy.
Bye.
See you later. Have a safe trip home now. Good job, guys.
Have fun on the honeymoon.
Make sure those tapes get home safe now. You ready for the real honeymoon?
You sure you don't want to tape this one too?
Are you kidding? Let's go. No cameras. See you later, guys.
No one knows Tahiti like islands in the sun. It can be a great destination or stopover on your way to other vacation spots in New Zealand and Australia. Islands in the Sun has introduced more people to the pleasures of Tahiti than any other American travel company. More than 100,000 travelers, and it's a lot less expensive than you might think. I had the opportunity to talk with Alain Bernard, the president of Islands in the Sun, about what you should do if you too would like to be seduced by paradise.
Well, they should go and visit their travel agent and request for a brochure of Islands in the Sun, and within this brochure they will find many itineraries and opportunities to find the right match of islands that they would like to visit according to the time they want to spend and they can spend in French Polynesia, as well as many information with regard to the what to do in Tahiti, the culture, the people, various travel informations about the destination.
Alain, why should a traveler use the services of Islands in the Sun?
Well, Islands in the Sun has been promoting travel to Tahiti since 1965, and I think we have a very well established leadership in the United States as the major and as the expert to the destination. And since we are bringing so many people to these islands, we definitely have a very good relation with the hotels. We have a buying power, and that means reduced costs for the traveler that we can pass on to our consumer. And I believe with the Islands in the Sun, it's a worry-free travel to Tahiti. Everybody knows us. We have our own office in Tahiti. If anything happens, we have a 24-hour contact. We have people assisting our customers at the airport when they arrive.
I understand that Islands in the Sun is a member of the United States Tour Operators Association. Why is that so very important?
Well, it's important because it's important for the traveler to invest their valued dollars within an organization which has a strong financial standing. And for Islands in the Sun, being part of USTOA means we have meet the criteria, the financial criteria to be recognized as a very stable, financially stable company, as well as a company which meets the ethics of the travel industry.
Alon, after many, many years in this business, how would you describe the Tahiti experience?
There's something which is very unique to Tahiti and to French Polynesia is the beauty, the beauty of the sceneries, the blue, the colors of the lagoons, and people traveling all over the world always recognize that Tahiti is very unique in terms of scenery. And there's also the people. There is also the Polynesian people, and themselves, they make this trip worth in itself with their friendliness, natural friendliness, and it's a culture which is still very, very vibrant and very real here. Though there is few interesting facts to be mentioned. While in Hawaii, in 1 week, Hawaii will receive as many travelers as Tahiti receive in 1 year. So it tells you a little bit about the size of how tourism has been developed and how true the atmosphere is still here. It's really true Polynesia here.
Ken Martinez from Riverside, California, actually Corona, California. And this has been a dream of ours also, my wife and I. We had a pact that we would travel before our 20th anniversary to Tahiti, and we finally made it over here, and it's just been beautiful. We stayed over in Moorea at the Sofitel, and it's just beautiful grounds, beautiful scenery, beautiful water, beautiful snorkeling. It's an incredible place.
I'm Joy Kiminetta from Upland, California, and Tahiti has been a dream come true. It's more than the beauty of the place is just overwhelming. We've enjoyed everything that we've done, from the water to the mountains, and I couldn't have asked for a better vacation or a better time.
I'm from Upland, California, and my impression of Tahiti is probably the most beautiful place I've ever been. It's everything that I'd ever seen as a kid in movies, all the brochures, and better. And I think probably one of the best things is the people. They're just so warm and wonderful, and perpetually smiling and happy, and just willing to greet everyone with a smile on their face. Just enjoyed it.
Islands in the Sun was great. Yeah, all our transfers were made. From the airport to the hotel was all went smooth. The luggage was handled smooth. I think it's really pretty nice. I'd highly recommend it, actually. Anyway.
Dare I say, we decided to come here because Bora Bora is Bora Boring, but it's not. We've done something different every day. Lots of fun.
Islands in the Sun makes me feel real secure. I mean, being here is nice and relaxed, and I know I have a good company to back us up if we ran into any difficulties that I don't anticipate, but I feel really comfortable with the company. And before our trip, I was able to call and ask certain questions and got through to the people. It was very good.
My name's Jeff, and I'm from New York, and I thought Tahiti was absolutely fantastic.
I'm Alain Bernard. I'm the president of Islands in the Sun, and I invite you to choose us to turn your vacation into the memory of a lifetime. We won't let you down.